So let's kick things off with the Vision OS. Vision OS 2 is now available. You can do some magic in the Photos app, where if you can take like a normal picture and turn it to special photo or video, which is amazing. It's doing some Apple magic. You can now put your hands up to show the home view, or flip your hands down to show the time and the battery percentage, and you can click it to show the control center. And when you are mirroring your Mac to Vision Pro, to use the Vision Pro as a display, you'll have now a bigger display with a high resolution and the option for the widescreen. Here's the Vision OS card, and the Vision Pro will be available in some new countries like Canada, France, Germany, United Kingdom. Let's move on to the iOS 18. Well, first of all, finally, you can put any apps you want on the grid, whether up, down, wherever you want. You can customize the icons. You can have the icons like the dark mode, or you can have tint the icon in specific color. Control Center got a new upgrade with the new design. You can add stuff directly from the control center. You can have pages like play now pages and home shortcuts, and you can resize tiles directly from the control center, which is neat. And finally, you can swap the shortcuts on the home screen for the flashlights and the camera with any shortcuts you want. You can lock apps now, and you can hide apps, and doing so it will not show up in search results and Siri suggestions, and it will have its own folder in the app gallery. And Messages got a new upgrades where you can tab packs. You know the tab packs. You can have any emoji you want there. You can send messages later, set a time and a date. You can send it later. And finally, you have some new text formats because you use iMessages a lot. So sometimes it's really nice to have some formatting for messages. And speaking of which, you can message using the satellite features. It's available on the iPhone 14 and later. And of course, messages now supported RCS. And in the Mail app, you can have some categories like the primary transactions, updates, promotions, which is nice because it's auto categorized. You don't have to do anything. And in the Maps apps, you can have now hikes. I don't really do hikes, so that's there. And in the Wallet app, you can have now send cash, tap to send cash, which you can pay someone else without having their info from iPhone to an iPhone. You can use Apple Pay, of course. Photos app got a new design. Yeah, as you can see, you have your photos in the main display, and down at the bottom you have the albums you have in your phone. You can view photos, and like you can exclude some categories like some maybe screenshots to show just the photos that you want. And there's like this timeline that you have. You can show the picture for today, yesterday, etc., and you can select a date. And here's the new features for the iOS 18 cards. Siri can now understand when you nod your head or shake it no. You can have voice isolation now if you're in a crowded place and you are taking a phone call. This can be nice. And you have what's called insights, if you are watching a TV show on Apple Plus and you just pause the screen and swipe down, you're gonna see who is the actor is acting the scene. And of course, it's available on the iPhone when you're using as a remote for the Apple TV. Apple TV now supports 29 format for projectors. Here's the audio and the home card for overview for the new features. Now, finally, let's go to the Watch OS. Watch OS has a lot of stuff. The action and the training load. You can customize the summary page. You can set different goal for different days of the week. You can now finally pause your rings. If you had like an injury, you can't really do your workout, you're gonna miss your streak, you're gonna pause that now. And there's now smart stacks that can replace stacks according to your needs. And there's a new watch face for photos. If you have a photo, if you there the watch itself can set different styles for the photo. And now here's the card for the watch OS. Now moving on to iPad OS. iPad OS finally has the calculator app. But before that, let me show you that, of course, from the iOS 18, you get this new icons customization. You get a new tab bar for the apps like this one, and it will morph into a sidebar if you want. You can share play now with your with another iPad, and you can actually use or control the other iPad. And finally, of course, the calculator, which is finally on the iPad. Now, of course, Apple has to do its magic and adds like a lot of features, one of which is math. One of which is math notes, where you can literally just write down notes as you would write on a piece of paper, and the iPad can solve them for you. It shows a lot of interesting demos, like an actual uh, equations and problems they can solve. It can show you a graph. You can set different variables, and it will change instantly. It's just amazing. And the Notes app that actually can learn how you like write. It can take your writing and make it into a font, and it can make like a little adjustment to make the font itself legit and more readable, but it will be your writing. Here's the card for the iPad OS, new features. And finally, new macOS version Sequoia. It's available, of course, in the fall. And the first feature is iPhone mirroring, which is incredible. You can use your iPhone directly from your Mac wirelessly, and you can use everything on your Mac. Like you use your phone, you can swipe, you can type, even that comes through your phone from your Mac. And of course, the iPhone screen still still locks, so you can have your privacy. And of course, if you want to use your iPhone as a standby and use your phone on your Mac, you can do so. That's incredible. Windows management or tiles snapping is available now. A Keychain now is available as a passwords app. It's still the same. Safari now supports highlight, which means if you are in some websites and you are looking for some number to call or location, you can have it can be available in a click of a button up on the Safari tab. Reader has a new experience where you it can shows more information and can has chapters, and it can have summary. Viewer is a new feature where you can see video on the on a website, and it can be centered in the middle, and you can use picture-in-picture mode if you want to. Here's the card for all the macOS features. All these betas will be available for the developers today and will be available for the public beta in July, and of course will be available officially for public in the fall. Now let's talk about the Apple Intelligence AI. Prioritize your notifications if you want to. They can learn the context of the messages. They can help you write if you have something in mind, or you can rewrite some sentences for you if you want to. They can generate images and messages if you want to with specific characters, like this person they are talking to. They can create or generate messages for this person to their likings, and they can take actions. Siri now can take actions. For instance, show me all the pictures for a specific person wearing a specific like jacket or something like that. They can show it to you to that person because they recognize the faces and the items. Now, because of this whole Apple Intelligence, it requires a lot of power. That means it's not available for every device. It's actually available for the M1 devices, whether it's Mac or iPads, and the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max. So older devices cannot get this. And still with that, even if like there's a complex request for Apple Intelligence or AI, it can get to the net to the online or cloud service. They can do so by Apple created like private cloud compute where they can access different stuff, and with keeping in mind your privacy will be number one, and they won't store any information and data or anything. Siri can do in-app actions. Like if you are showing this photo for someone and they said it like make it pop, they can actually click edit and make the photo pop, like change the colors for the photo, and that's called screen awareness. Also, where the Siri is aware of what's going on your screen and can do actions with that. Also, there's some personal context, like they showed a demo there. If you are filling out forms and they want your license number and you have a license in your Photos app, Siri can take this photo, copy the number, and you can paste it on the form, which is amazing because this is like personal context for you. And there's some writing tools here, as we talked earlier. There's a smart reply. You can reply to emails, and image wand. If you draw pictures on notes, you can actually create an image based on that what you draw. And there's also a cleanup feature, which is AI, that if you have an image and you want to clean something from the image or erase some item or some people from the image, you can do so, and the AI will fix the whole image for you. You can now search in videos if you want to. If there's a specific, like in videos, you can just explain or describe this part of the video and Siri can find it for you. And now finally, your iPhone can record calls and transcribe them for you and even give you a summary of the call. Of course, the other part will be notified when you are doing so. And the big surprise was ChatGPT. If an Apple or Siri can't process your request because it's not going to Apple, because it can't do so, it will send this request to ChatGPT. And the crazy part, they are using ChatGPT 4.0, which is, of course, it's paid service, but free when you are using Siri or Apple device, just in this integration system. But of course, before sending this request to ChatGPT, it will always ask you before to confirm that it's okay for you to send this part of information to ChatGPT, not all of your data or info, just this particular request. You can ask AI for some Xcode or coding questions, and they didn't show actually anything about this demo, so yeah, keep that in mind. That's been it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Salam.